TasteBuds. They coming to the mic, talking about the food they hate, talking about the food they like. Two fools gonna fight, but only one food can be right.
Folks, welcome to TASTE Buds. Joe DeRosa here at the TasteBuds podcast. Sal Vulcano not with us today, but we do have some wonderful guests. Two dear friends of mine, Sarah Tollemache.
Yes.
Katie Hannigan.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is where we find out if you know our last names.
Well, I can't believe I've known Sarah longer than I've known you, but I've known Sarah for probably 15 years at this point, and I can't believe I still have anxiety when I say your last name.
Oh, you know what though? I let people roll with it. They can say whatever they want, and I don't really get that offended because I'm just used to it.
It's a tough last name.
Yeah, but it's not super tough, but for some reason it trips people up. And I also feel like having a name like that always puts me in the hole of a friendship. Because automatically I'm like, well, actually it's Tollemache. And then I'm already correcting you right off at
So
the
I
gate.
said it wrong. I said Tollemache.
Well, you stumbled, but your stumble was pretty much correct.
It was charming.
It was just choppy.
Yours is easy.
Mine's easy, but people will still kind of get confused. You know, Hannigan, because it's like in the category of Irish names where they all sound exactly. Oh, Hannigan, oh, Harrigan. It's like it's just a bunch of people that came over on a boat.
Well, it's funny. I'm a big horror movie fan, and there's a new Stephen King story adaptation. That's on Netflix. That's not very good, but it's called Mr. Harrigan's Phone. And the story is only about 2 years old. It was a newer story that they adapted very quickly. But I had the book too. And until I watched the movie, I thought it was Mr. Harrigan's phone. I mean, I'm sorry. I thought it was Mr. Hannigan's phone. It's Mr. Harrigan's phone because of what you're saying.
Yeah.
So I was watching the movie and I was like, wait a minute, it's been Harrigan for 2 years?
They're all the
I
same.
thought it was Hannigan this whole time.
It's like the
and then
Berenstain.
Hannigan's is the Scotch on Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dated a guy who had my same last name, but he spelled it differently. So we convinced each other that it wasn't incest.
Well,
Matt,
why take the excitement out of the relationship? Hang on to something. You save that for 5 years in. You go, let's start pretending that it is the same last name.
Yeah, honey, I got you. Ancestry.com.
Yeah, a little fire back into this. We were talking just before we started, and I always feel like it's sort of half rude to do this, but we all do it with podcasts. You go, save it.
Yes.
So I feel like you're telling your guest that just showed up to shut up. But that's not what it is. You're like, I don't want to waste the good convo.
Yes.
But you were saying how good you felt because you just canceled a spot that you had tonight, which I can't tell you how much I relate to it.
Yeah, because because I think during COVID, I came out of the mindset of like, I got to do less spots or choose my spots wisely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And because it doesn't give me enough time to do the other things that I want to do. And then I don't feel like the spot was that beneficial.
You don't realize how much energy you're spending, like getting yourself downtown, like waiting to going on, getting home. And then by the end of it, you're like, oh, I could have spent 3 hours writing or just like fucking around and like recharging myself or, no, any other thing.
I agree. I actually was just on Mark. I was on We Might Be Drunk, Mark Norman's podcast.
Yes.
Mark Norman, who you're Eskimo brothers with through Joe List.
Exactly.
Eskimo wives.
Yeah. But I just was on their podcast and Mark and Sam Morrell greatly disagreed with me. But I was talking about this and I was like, I'm a big believer of you hit a point in comedy where doing spots, it's for the, I don't see the point after
unless you're working on a new joke or like unless you're like really intentionally working on something, you do get diminishing returns, I think.
I think so. Yes. I think it becomes very habitual, and I think I actually had a talk. So Paul Italia, who owns The Stand, who's also my partner at the sandwich shop I have, Joey Rose's, we talked about it. I said, you're not going to see me around the club for a while. He said, why? I said, because I've got my new hour where I want it to be, and I work on it on the road. I'm not going to come to your club just to do a cash run. I'm not doing that, dude. Like, it's not fair to you. It's not fair to your audience for me to come in there and just trudge through it because
Yeah.
it's money. It's easy money. And I go, I'm not, when I have stuff to work on again, I'll call you guys and I'll come back through, and that's it, you know, like,
Yeah.
And I feel like that's how it should be. But there's a very like habitual thing with comedians where it's like, no, a comic goes out there and does the shows every single night. But what you just said, it's like, yeah, but at what cost?
Well,
Yes.
people that like
You know?
write books, you write the book and then they take like 5 months off and they go like live in London and have like coffee and stuff. And we just, it's like, do we ever get to like have time off where we're not like, I gotta get to the top?
Yeah,
Well,
I know. It's true.
Well, the thing is, like, I was coming from Astoria, going all the way to Staten Island, and then I'm going back to Astoria, and then I have to go back to the Lower East Side to bomb in front of like 25-year-olds that won't think I'm funny because I always bomb there.
It's yeah, I mean, it's like, I hear you. It's, by the way, I got distracted because I'm this vain. Patton Oswalt responded to my tweet. Oh no. Is that Patton Oswalt? Is that left column mean that right column? The tweet's on the right there.
Yeah, this is the comments in your tweet.
Oh, I got it. Oh, look at that.
Wow.
That's very
What
fun.
was your original tweet?
It was that I tweeted that actor Bruce Willis became the first celebrity to sell his rights to be a deep fake.
Oh, I saw this.
But it came out that it was fake. His team came out and said that's not true.
That was a deep fake.
Yeah.
Deep fake.
Which
Yeah.
means one of two things. Either it wasn't true or it was, and they were like, we have to back out of it. So
Yes.
it wasn't true.
Yes.
Anyway, Kendra Morris and Pat Oswalt, first two of the first. You got to like when you get two verifieds like that.
That's
two
a big
people
one.
who you enjoy.
And
Anyway,
mental health ward. Wait, what does that say? Mental heal word?
that's very funny. Mental Heal Ward wrote, "Damn Joe, this hit me right in the McLeans." That's very funny. So Black Crescent Bar responding. Black Crescent, one of the greatest bars in New York City, and it's right across the street from Joey Rose's. Do a little 1 for 2 for your money, 2 for 1. Nice. Anyway, best wings in New York at Black Crescent.
Ooh, yum.
But yeah, no, it's like you're saying. It's like at what cost you're trading all this.
It's a lot of energy for no huge outcome.
And meanwhile, now when you have like the internet, you can post a clip, 10-second clip, and it could get 90,000 views. And it's like, well, wouldn't you rather just do that?
Well, actually,
say something into your phone.
How do you feel about that one kid, I forget his name, who just shoots himself in his apartment on a green screen and dubs in crowds?
Oh,
And people read it as real stand-up on TikTok. And now he's selling tickets on fake stand-up.
There's a lot of.
He's doing better than I am. So
Yeah,
good for
yeah.
him.
I'm ready to do it,
respect
too.
it. I need money.
There's a lot of. I might. Big quotes around Mike because I don't know what it means yet. But I got a phone call the other day about having a discussion with some people about metaverse stuff.
ooh.
Get
Oh,
dude.
wait, I just saw, I don't know if this is true, but
not
didn't they
against
find
it.
out they spent billions of dollars and only found out like 30 people are using it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something
it's,
sad like that.
And
it's either going to be really the wave of the future or.
Yeah, it's like.
Or a big bust.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Big,
It just doesn't seem like you could just hang out with people. You don't need to pretend to hang out with other people. Like, why don't we just go to a bar instead of going to like a pretend bar?
I don't quite. Well, it's getting into the world of performance, which I don't quite understand what the difference is between Metaverse and Netflix. If I record something and stream it, and you want to join like the room to watch with other people
Okay.
and pretend like you're there when I recorded it, that's just like Netflix.
You're
except
doing your stand up
adding
as like a
another-
polar bear. Like that's your avatar.
Yes, yeah.
Like sexy old man.
I'm not
something.
against a green screen comedy special, but I would want a real audience there.
Yeah.
But you could probably, this is what I think the metaverse will be. Because one time, have you ever done virtual reality?
Oh yeah, I have.
I did the one where you took the mask and then you have fox arms and you're bouncing from like mushroom to mushroom, and I was like, this world is wonderful.
I did that too, and it was fun.
To connect it online and then have your other friends come and meet you in this like room. I do feel like you are kind of interacting with people.
I think there's. Look, I think it's like anything. I think there's a healthy way to do it and an unhealthy way to do it. Just like
As
just
you're
like with
coughing,
Twitter.
unhealthy,
yeah.
ill, currently ill.
Yeah. it's just a lingering cough. I swear I'm not contagious. I talk to my
Oh my God,
doctor.
I don't care. Cough in my mouth. I really don't even care at this point.
I know. I'm done anymore. I don't give a
I'm
shit.
fine.
I don't even know
fine.
why I got the new booster. I don't care anymore. I like being sick at this point. I like being in the house.
It's so luxurious. Oh my God, take a bath. Watch 10 episodes of the same show in a day.
Anyway,
I'd get vaccinated.
yeah, no, there's like I guess.
I have to disclaim it whenever
Yeah.
I joke about it because I don't want people to attack me online.
Yeah, I know, it's just never ending. But no, there's like a healthy way and an unhealthy way, right? It's like it's you could do Twitter in a healthy way.
Yeah.
You can do it in an unhealthy way. Here's the problem: the metaverse, like VR, like anything, most people will do it in an unhealthy way.
Oh, I think there's already been cases of sexual assault in the metaverse.
I
How is
love
that
it.
possible?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Here's a
Like, in what
documentary.
way?
I mean, you can actually sexually assault an avatar, like a Sims situation.
You can like
right?
teabag somebody in the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's not physically happening to you, but you are getting
that is
diminished.
yeah, that is disturbing. And it looks like Mark Zuckerberg is the one who did it. He's
That's so
creepy
funny,
with
yeah.
his little face.
Folks, Joe DeRosa here from the TasteBuds podcast. I got live dates coming up where I'm going to be performing my new 1-hour show, I Never Promised You a Rose Garden. It's actually a little more than an hour. You get a little extra for your cash. Anyway, November 8th for the New York Comedy Festival in New York, at the Black Cat in New York, right next door to Joey Rose's. One show only. I am doing a very intimate presentation of I Never Promised You a Rose Garden. I will also be at the Come and Take It Fest at the end of November in Houston, Texas at the Secret Group. And then December 8th in St. Petersburg, Florida, Coastal Creative Live. That's the venue. On December 8th, we're doing We'll See You in Hell live. Pat Walsh and myself, my other pod, doing a live show. And then on the 9th and 10th, I'll be doing I Never Promised You a Rose Garden at the same venue, Coastal Creative in St. Petersburg, Florida. January 13th and 14th, I'll be in Austin, Texas at the Vulcan. Come out and see that. We got 4 shows going on there. And then January 20th and 21st, 2 shows in Levittown, New York at Governor's Comedy Club. All shows and tickets and info and everything, all of it's available at joederosainfo.com. And let's not forget, if you're in New York City, please come see Joey Rose's Sandwich Shop and Social Club. Full bar, full sandwich bar, full booze, full meats, all you could want. Eat, drink, have a great time. Now open 7 days a week, folks. Opening at 12 p.m. every day. Come see us. We're at 174 Rivington Street. All of the info for the venue, Joey Rose's, is available at joeyrosesnyc.com. Also, you can order your delivery for yourself through our website, joeyrosesnyc.com, or through DoorDash. See you out there.
But here, I have a documentary for you guys. It's called Second Life. It's on Netflix. It came out in like 2010, I think. It is, or maybe it's, Life 2.0. This is what it is. It's, the early days of virtual reality, and it kind of goes through the dysfunction of people that like deeply lose themselves, lose their identities in this world. Like this woman leaves her husband. It is so dysfunctional and just juicy.
I just think it's like the problem is debate's the wrong term. That sounds too intense. But I conversate with a friend of mine about this, where he talks about like his stance is, and this is proven. It's by experts the world around or whatever. But like Twitter is, for instance, Twitter is designed in a way to bring the worst behavior out of you.
Yes,
right?
it is, because it keeps you online.
Yeah.
It really is.
And
it's
like,
orchestrated.
It's
And
designed
you're rewarded.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's designed to trigger things in you so you behave in a way that is not constructive.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it's designed for. Or that's how it's designed. My counter argument to that is always the same thing. Well, I'm sure it doesn't help, but the problem isn't Twitter. The problem is us. Anything you give us, we use it incorrectly. Look, in the United States at least, look at fast food, look at the internet, look at voting, look at guns, like any single thing you give us that look at Yelp reviews, look at Rotten Tomatoes. Any single thing you give the American public and say the power is in your hands, they completely misuse it 1,000%. Look at marijuana, like it's everything.
I agree with that because I think that like it is designed specifically to exploit people, and that's like the big issue with capitalism. It's just like it is exploiting the fact that, you know, it's like I'm not getting on Twitter and misusing it. You know, like I'm on there like I farted, you know, I'm like trying to get a little laugh.
But if you're speaking for the majority,
but I think
the majority does.
But it is designed to exploit the worst type of people. It's like the same thing with like YouTube. It's like they designed it to be like putting you into like a K-hole of like white supremacy videos.
Okay.
And they do make it easier, and they exploit those people that are just on there for that. You know.
So you're saying it only seems like the majority because a magnifying glass is put over this demographic. This smaller demographic of awful people.
Yes. And I have a statistic to back that up, but I can't remember what it is. But
just make it up.
It said, I saw something, Merriam-Webster. I saw something that this was a couple of years ago where they did have this thing that came out. It was like, it seems like everybody on Twitter is like reactionary and inflammatory, but actually when you look at who it is, it's a small portion of the people that are on Twitter doing that stuff, and it gets magnified and amplified that it looks like everybody is, it looks like that's what is happening all the time.
That's what I always say to like when people go like, you know, neo-Nazis are more vocal than they've ever been in this country. And it's like, everybody is more vocal than they've ever been.
Yeah, no
everybody.
Kidding.
Like every single awful or wonderful or niche or mainstream, whatever tag you want to put on something, that group, whether it's righteous or virtuous or heinous, is louder than they've ever fucking been.
Yeah.
I hear more about baked goods than I've ever heard in my life.
Which love it.
In my life.
And there's turmoil in baked goods too. You know what I mean?
gosh.
Like that
It's
goes
the drama.
into
Yeah, because you have to have a story as a small business person. Like, I survived cancer and opened my cupcake shop.
There is no Joey Rose's story.
We got to make one up.
Folks,
Yeah, you
I
got a narrative.
masturbated 6 times a day. And now I have a sandwich shop to take my mind off of the porn I was watching. No, I don't know. I don't have what's the tragic
An
story?
origin story? A man from a ditch in Philly.
Yeah, man from a ditch in Philly.
Well-
no, actually, there was a very long one that I told on the Pete Holmes show about how down I was. This is actually a great origin
You found
story.
out you were adopted.
Adopted,
How'd you find out?
pigeon-toed to an extent. What?
How'd you find out?
I was adopted?
Yeah.
I ever since I was a baby, I knew.
Oh, you knew?
yeah.
They never told me. I mean, they told me from so long early on. I don't remember them
I always
telling
wondered
me.
if there's like a coming out for the parents to adopted people. Is it like a...
I guess for some people, I just got told.
It seems very you, though, to be like a suspicious baby. That's like on brand for you. Like, I don't think I f***ing know these people.
Like right outside the vagina, just like something's
That's
up.
really funny. I'm trying to write a show idea about a child. We've talked about it on here, but a child who, because I lived near a ditch when I was a kid and I was depressed and I'd stare into the ditch. So I'm trying to write a show idea about that. But can I use the thing where he's suspicious that he might be adopted?
Oh, my God, of course.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Just
credit
write
me.
it for
I
you.
actually
I'll
knew.
play your mom. I will play your mom.
I knew. I was never. Yeah.
Joe, get mommy's bath pearls.
That kind of sounded like my mom in a weird way.
So what are you
See,
going...
I'm an actor.
Are you doing like Matilda, but you?
I never saw Matilda.
You never saw Matilda?
So psychological abuse.
Yeah.
A lot
About
of
a pig?
psychological abuse.
She's got a pig nose, right? So it's just about me. Isn't Matilda the girl with the pig nose?
Whereas like magic powers. Do you have magic power? That'd be sick.
No. He just. I don't want to say too much, but
Okay.
yeah.
What kind of ditch? Concrete or grass?
Yeah, it was grass.
It was grass. So like yeah.
Yeah,
That's nature.
it was breathing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny. I mentioned it to my dad the other day. Because I went back and visited it. Did you put up the video, right?
Yeah, we watched it back.
Yeah, and I was like, Dad, I went back to the ditch, and he was like, "Remember the muskrats?" And I was like, "No." But
The
apparently
muskrats.
in it.
Oh, so there's nature.
Yeah, it was an interesting. Anyway, in any case, let's get into food stuff. We're talking about real heavy shit here. What do we got on the food front in food news? McDonald's is going to start selling these adult Happy Meals that come with nostalgic toys. People have messaged me about that. I talk about McDonald's a lot on this show and how much
great.
I love it.
I walk by one every night, and I'm amazed that I don't stop in there every day, and I'm so proud of myself.
It's so
the
hard
best.
not to go.
It's
I know.
the best.
Smells are coming out.
I like the buns.
So good.
The
You know
bread's good.
Finally helped me get off McDonald's was the TikToks.
The
TikToks of them looking at the nuggets under the microscope and seeing all the microplastics in it. It's a lot.
Won't stop me.
There's none in the sauce.
I gotta tell you though, this is wild. So I had to change my diet recently for health reasons.
A doctor told you?
Yeah, doctor was like,
You're
stop
gonna
fucking around.
Yeah. It's time.
It's nerve wracking when your doctor says you've never seen me alarmed before, have you? And I was like, no. And he was like, so then listen to me. It wasn't a good feeling.
Yeah.
Anyway, I won't get too into that, but I started eating a lot more meatless meals.
Okay.
Which have included, and by the way, I'm gonna say this. Don't send comments about the fake meat. I don't care. I don't want to hear why it's worse. I got to get through this right now, so leave me alone. But I had to cut back on cholesterol because people will be like, fake meat is blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I know.
Destroying third world countries because of the factories.
Yeah. So I had to cut out. One of the main issues was cholesterol, so I started eating like fake meat because it has no cholesterol in it, and it's significantly lower in fat than regular meat. And you have to watch the sodium counts, and I get it. Anyway, but I have been eating the Beyond chicken tenders, and they are
Beyond.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
They're indiscernible
Yeah.
from chicken tenders, and I was like, these are as good as McDonald's chicken McNuggets, which made me realize, my God, chicken McNuggets truly never had chicken in them.
No.
Like this concoction they've made for fake meat, like it's chicken McNuggets except without the cholesterol and a lower fat count.
And
like,
probably no microplastics in those too.
I would think not.
I don't think they're putting them in there.
Yeah. So there's a version of it you can eat now. I feel like where I'm not saying you could eat these every day, but like you could eat them and not feel terrible about yourself.
That's great. That's great. I mean, that's what it is about, like, when you're getting older. It's just, like, realizing that there are other healthy alternatives that you can have McDonald's, like, once in a while, and you have your chicken nuggets every day.
They have, like, the Impossible Burger.
I got to tell you, a lot of times when I crave
decent.
burgers now, over these last few weeks that I've been doing this, I eat a veggie burger. I don't put cheese on it, and I put I put diet ketchup.
Okay.
Because the Diet Heinz, to me, I can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
It's got some bullshit sugar substitute in it. But I put
chemical.
like ketchup, mustard, tomato, onion, and pickles on it, and it hits the mark. Like I can't, and I don't feel sick after.
Yeah. I love a veggie burger. I've talked about this on our show before. The Big Leap burger at Quantum Leap in the Village. I think it is the most amazing veggie burger that I've ever had. You have to try it.
Now, I'm going to say to you what I was yelling at the listeners not to say to me. But there are fake meat things that I've had where I'm like, oh my God, this is incredible. And then you look at it and I'm like, this is so bad for me.
Yeah, I think it is one of those, actually.
Like people were going crazy for the Impossible Whopper.
Yeah.
And the Impossible Burger Patty in and of itself is fine. But when you get all the other shit on top of it that you put on a Whopper in combo with the Impossible Patty, you're not doing much better than a fucking Whopper.
Yes, it's true. The Big Leap burger has onion rings and avocado on it. So I don't know if you want to add a battered. It's so good though.
I can't tell the difference. There's chocolate ice cream on top. It tastes the same.
It's a sundae.
Pimp, look up the Quantum Leap burger and tell us the...
Oh, there it is, the Big Leap burger. Oh my God. And they have the most amazing garlic fries at that place too. Oh, I love it. Their salad is good. Everything there is so good.
See if we can get some Nutrish on the Quantum Leap burger or the Big Leap burger. It won't tell you on... Folks, let's talk about our sponsor, BetterHelp. Woo! BetterHelp, I could use you today. And you could too, folks. It's tough to train your brain to stay in problem-solving mode. All right? Life faces you with challenges. Trust me, people, I'm faced with them now. I got the challenges on the table in front of me. Not literally, but figuratively. They're in front of me, people. And it's tough to keep that brain in the right zone. All right? Now, I got initially inspired to try therapy, and this is years and years and years and years ago, because I wanted to be able to compartmentalize my thoughts a little bit better. How to separate the anxiety from the problem solving, as we already said. How to separate problem solving from being motivated to do certain things from your goals and the goals you're setting, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All of these things can start to bleed together in my experience, and then what you end up with is a snowball of something you can't decipher. A friend of mine recently equated figuring out the issues that you have and solving them one by one. It's like organizing a closet. You know, if you look at the closet and the closet's a mess, you say, where am I going to do? And I don't have anywhere to put all this stuff while I try to organize the closet. And you just get so overwhelmed. But if you just take one piece out at a time and start to work on it section by section, before you know it, you have an organized closet. And that's what BetterHelp helps you do. It helps organize this closet. And folks, this is a messy closet, okay? So if you're thinking about giving therapy a try, BetterHelp is a great option. It's convenient, it's accessible, it's affordable, and it's entirely online. Trust me, folks, I've used it. It's great. When you want to be a better problem solver, therapy can get you there. So you're going to visit BetterHelp.com/TasteBuds today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/TasteBuds. BetterHelp.com/TasteBuds.
Guys, you asked for it for so long. We finally got it. Merch is on sale right now. We rarely talk about it, but I want to start pushing it because we have a really cool designs that Joe and I made up ourselves, and it's the limited run. So whatever is on sale now, the second it's sold out, it's not coming back. It's available right now in the links on these videos or at our website, salvulcanocomedy.com, joederosainfo.com. That's TasteBuds merch. I also have solo merch up there as well, so check all of it out and buy some merch. Tweet at us the merch, and we will retweet you or repost you on Instagram. We want to see which ones you guys are liking, and we want to see the merch out in the wild.
God, I love that place. I want to go there today.
This is kind of funny, man. Like, people aren't, if you notice, restaurants, the nutrition facts aren't there anymore.
I kind of don't want them on there.
Yeah.
I don't want to go and count.
Yeah, count
I
your
just
bites.
Eat. I want to eat and enjoy myself.
Yeah, like we went to Cheesecake Factory and it was just like, oh, I guess I'm eating the entire food that I need for a weekend right now. And do I need to know that? That's not good for my mental health. Let me just have my weird egg rolls, my Southwestern fusion egg rolls.
I came out to like escape. I don't need to
be in the prison
aware
of my own mind.
Yeah.
Nothing, pimp, right?
No, nothing.
Yeah. Remember when it was like, if your restaurant didn't have the things up, it was like, what are you doing, you monsters?
I feel like it was a thing, and now it's a thing outside of New York still. But in New York, it's like not the law.
It's just like whatever.
Because we're like, we're walking, we're fine.
Bloomberg got in trouble because he was trying to do social medicine, and then that's why he was like, you can only have one soda or only like 16 ounces of Coke.
I remember
and
that,
people
yeah.
were like, how dare you? But then you're like, well, that's what happens when you're trying to socialize. Medicine is like, hey guys,
But
you
this-
can't be diabetic when I'm trying to help all of y'all.
This goes back to what I was saying earlier about the American culture. This actually, I think, is a counterpoint, though, to what you said.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to other countries, as we all have. Other countries have soda available. They have McDonald's available. They have those, and you look at the weight difference and not even the weight difference, the health difference between here and other places. And it's like, they have soda, but they don't drink 64 ounces of it.
Yeah, it's cultural. Like Europeans have like a more slim culture, but they also don't put a ton of shit in their food like we do.
But
We
I'm
put a
saying
ton
they
of
still
sugar
have
in
the
our
junk
food.
food, though, and
Yeah.
they just...
It's true.
But
like,
I do think England
right?
and Ireland are catching up with our fatties.
But yeah, we do have a culturally
like
we have a
they're no better.
culturally obese like mindset where it's like the standard American diet. Like European people are like, oh my God. Like we're having like a little light salad and some fish and some crackers.
Oh,
like
they
that's our
can't
dinner.
believe our portion
A little
sizes
wine, you know, like
Yeah.
it's very, and eating super slow, and like a mealtime is like a whole long thing for them where they chat. And meanwhile, we're just like shoving a burger into our face alone before we like race off into the night to our third job.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm trust me, I'm 1,000% guilty of it. I'm not pointing any fingers here. But like, you know, it's like when you go overseas and like you see people drink wine at lunch, and you're like, how can you drink wine and then go back to work? And it's
I can't do it.
because they're like, because we have a glass, and it's meant to complement the meal. It's not the beginning of the end of the
Yes.
day.
I'm canceling.
Yeah.
I'm canceling everything
Yeah.
if I'm having a glass of wine for lunch.
Yeah. I love it. I'm relapsing. It's okay.
Are you sober?
No, Sarah is.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you were sober.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. How sober are you?
I am 13 years.
Holy God.
Yeah.
You're a
Hey.
teetotaler.
Teetotaler.
I'm
Yeah, good
kind
for
of
you.
sober. I have like one glass of wine
Katie's
and then
not a
I'm like,
drinker.
goodbye.
Katie's like, let's have a beer.
I know. I'm like, let's be naughty.
I wish I could do that.
Yeah. Well, I got
Ay,
better
ay.
at it during the pandemic. I just kind of like was finally taking care of myself for the first time. And I was like, oh, I don't even feel like having a drink or like getting so stoned that I like don't know who I am.
I could use another lockdown to get in order.
It was really
Yeah.
nice actually
Yeah,
at
I
parts.
could
thrived.
use another lockdown to kind of just have time to focus on diet and getting better.
My cooking went through the roof. I mean, I didn't have sugar for like a month. My cooking skills went from like pretty good and basic to like medium good. Like I can make
great.
recipes now. It's like, it's
Yeah.
exciting.
You're gonna get another lockdown, probably, dude.
The U.S.
think
has
so?
bought $290 million worth of radiation sickness drugs after Putin made serious threats.
Yeah, I saw about that.
Aren't we
Is this
just
real-
radiating
what is
ourselves?
rap?
though?
I love
No,
that you
this
guys
is
are
just-
getting the news from Instagram.
This is just like Instagram bullshit. But then Nancy Pelosi invested in radiation poisoning.
Oh, and they have the
medicine.
inside trading.
Yeah, and they invested in COVID stuff too.
What a great person.
Nancy Pelosi.
Ay.
Why is drug
could-
bleeped out?
I
'Cause
could.
everything has to be censored now, or the algorithm flags it. It's crazy.
It's just ridiculous.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
I
want
have
to
to censor
move to
stand-up
another
clips.
country
I sense,
so
and mine still got
bad.
Me
flagged.
too.
I'm done with this place. I want to move away.
But you're already infected, dude. You're an addict. Everywhere else, you're gonna be like, "What am I doing?"
I want to move away. I don't want to live here anymore. I'm
Where
I
you gonna
can't
go?
do this
Where you
anymore.
gonna go?
Look at this. Look at what we're looking at.
Well, this is a world issue. Elon Musk is gonna solve it.
Yeah.
He's going to solve it with Twitter.
He said he called Putin. I'm like, for what? What do you?
I
call
mean,
Putin for?
Elon Musk is such a great example of everything, how stupid our culture is. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't say problematic things. I'm not saying he doesn't have views I disagree with, whatever. But the fact that this guy is as rich as he is and working on the shit he's working on, and people are just like, pass. You're like, guys, I don't know who you think's going to do this shit.
Yeah,
Like,
he has that entrepreneurial spirit that you needed to come over and discover other countries and stuff
like
like
William
that.
Randolph Hearst was a bastard, but
Yeah.
like it's like you need people that are like, hey guys, I'm a billionaire and I'm going to kind of think about these things.
Well, they get
You know
more
what I mean? Like,
effective than the government sometimes.
it's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild. Like it's
Yeah.
like, do you want I don't know who people think are going to crack these, like you think a podcaster's going to do it, and then if they do, but then if the podcaster gets too big, then they're mad at the podcaster.
No.
Yeah.
Would you go to Mars, Joe? Would you do it?
I can barely get to Staten Island to do this show.
I would do it, but think about the food up there. It's like the freeze-dried ice cream. That's going to be the first thing to
Yeah.
run out.
I don't like Halo ice cream, and I feel like that's space food.
Oh, the Halo top.
Man.
It gives me a terrible stomach ache.
Yeah.
Once I
don't
eat the
care for
entire
it
thing,
either.
which they promote that as like the portion size. That's the
Yeah.
main thing it has going for it.
Nate Bargatze screamed at us on here about Halo Top.
Does he like it?
He loves it. And Sal was like, I don't like that you have to let it sit for 15 minutes. And Nate was like, they're trying to save lives. They've created a miracle. How you have some patience, for God's...
It does not fill my God-sized hole up. Do you know what I mean? That feeling of emptiness, like where
You just
ice
keep
cream will
eating
fill
it.
that for me for about an hour.
Yeah. I'd rather have just a normal portion of like Haagen-Dazs and then be like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, just stop.
I developed a dairy allergy, so I just can't have ice cream at all.
Oh my God. What
From
about
eating too much?
Tofuti Cuties?
Who knows? Even what's tofu? Is that like a fake ice cream?
They're little, they're soy ice cream, but they're little ice cream sandwiches and they're so good. If you like Beyond Burger, you're gonna like Tofuti Cuties.
It's any sort of milk gives me like this same reaction. I don't know what it is.
Wow.
I've tried oat milk.
That's
I've tried almond
tragic.
milk. It's like no, it's a godsend.
Oh, because I love cheese. Can you eat cheese?
Some cheeses I can, some cheeses I can't. But I'm telling you, it's a godsend. God was just like, ice cream's gone, bro.
What about
Yeah.
chocolate?
So is cereal. I was like, wow, that just cut out 2 aisles of the supermarket for me.
Chocolate?
I can eat like really dark chocolate. Like I'm talking like 85% cacao.
Well,
that's
then
like
why even
baking
do
chocolate.
it? Just eat some dirt.
I eat a piece or two sometimes after dinner because it helps with digestion. It's good for to bring cholesterol down.
Yeah.
But no, again, it's a godsend. It's like just the universe being like, bro, these foods are off the table, and I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
Like kind of like this cholesterol thing in a weird way is a godsend. It's just like, bro, cut out steak except for twice a month. No more pork. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like get rid of no more. Like you can't have pizza, dude. You can't have fast food anymore. Like
So what are you eating?
I eat a lot. Well, so far, I try to do as much as I can for myself, but I just try to stick to no cholesterol foods and things that don't have a ton of ingredients.
Oh, you got to get into lentils, Joe. Are you a lentil guy?
I'm bringing beans back into the mix.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah,
This
back
is a new
into
chapter.
hummus. Yeah,
This is a new chapter.
yeah, hummus. Lots of guac. Like
Ooh,
I'll
yum.
I'll eat tacos. I just make them with like fake meat or with turkey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ground
I get
turkey,
the
I
low
love it.
sodium mix. Like it's just like little stuff like that. Like when I was on the road this weekend, instead of getting like pizza or whatever after my shows or drinking, I just went and I got salsa and I got corn chips
Oh, love it.
and I got like some beans and I just ate that until I was like full and I put it down. Like, you know, I mean, look, corn chips aren't the best thing in the world to eat, but they're a hell of a lot better than getting like a Big Mac.
Oh, I love
you know?
corn chips.
I
I,
like
love
corn
the
chips.
crunch.
Yeah.
I actually a lot of times prefer to go to the grocery store and get snack stuff like that than to go out to eat something because I just love like snack foods. I just love it. Like a meal, like chips and salsa as your dinner, like, oh, it just feels like luxurious. Like you're 16
Oh,
and
it's
you're like,
so fun.
this is my meal. Like
Yeah.
I'm doing whatever I want. My mom's
Yeah.
gone.
Chips and guac, chips. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I thought about this the other day. You know how like you can go and get a baked good
Yeah.
like as your
Little
snack? But I
muffin.
want salty snacks. Why can't there just be a store that's called Snacks where you can get like a few fried
Called
egg rolls?
7-Eleven. It exists. I don't understand.
But no, fresh
hors
though.
d'oeuvres. You know, like the
Yes.
food that you would get at a cocktail party,
mini
but you can
beef
go to the
Wellington.
store, like
I can
get
tell you
a little
why.
box of those
I can
Yes.
I agree. I can
of
tell
a
you.
variety pack.
Oh, I
Well,
love
the
it.
supermarket would be.
But like how a baked like
No,
Starbucks
I got you.
is.
I got you.
It's quicker
I can tell you why. I can tell
with
you why.
no homeless people in there.
I think it's a cool idea. I think it's a cool idea. I promise you the reason why is because that is such an unsustainable thing once it's cooked. You can't
Yeah.
reheat that. Like you can't.
Can't you air fry it up again?
I'm telling you, like cocktail weenies are a great example.
I love cocktail wings.
I love them.
Mini pigs in a blanket.
They're done. Once they're cooked,
Yeah.
that's it. Get them while the getting's good. You cannot reheat those.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But baked goods, you
You
have
can
to
make 'em to
throw
order.
it all the time,
That's
too.
true. The croissant. What's the shelf life on a croissant?
Baked goods only
can
have
reheat a
like
croissant,
5
no?
hours.
Oh no,
No, you
that's why they have Too Good to Go.
Have you ever
the-
gone to a bakery in the afternoon? It's crap. You might as well they're like sandcastles
Or
is
like,
what you're
yeah,
eating.
Dunkin'
But
Donuts,
5
they just
hours,
put
you're
it-
not getting 5. You could make the hors d'oeuvres to order. You'd have to do it to order.
Yeah, which is deep frying frozen food shit really fast.
I think it's a good idea. Why don't you pursue that?
I don't have any capital.
Joey Rose's sandwiches and small hors d'oeuvres.
Snaps.
Yeah. yeah, maybe you.
That's why we asked to come on this podcast. We want to pitch you our business plan.
You're our Shark Tank.
I wish we had a bigger
Can I borrow
kitchen
20
at
bucks?
Joey Rose's, because
Yeah.
like stuff like that, I would be like, come do a pop up and you just have hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah.
I wish we had a bigger kitchen to do stuff like that kind of
Yeah.
thing. Like that'd be so cool. What is this, Pimp?
21 worst food ideas ever.
Crystal Pepsi. Oh yeah, Crystal Pepsi sucked.
Oh
what is
yeah,
that,
I
colored
think
ketchup?
Oreos is getting out of hand too.
Oreos
sometimes.
is oh my god, it's
like
triggering
shrimp
to
Oreos.
me. Mega stuffed, yeah. It's
Yeah.
like Cakester Oreos. It's like that's just a whoopie pie. You're just pretending you invented whoopie pies.
Canned cheeseburger is disgusting. Pancake sausage on a stick by Jimmy Dean was genius. How
I think
dare
that
they tell
could be
them?
come back but rebranded.
That was awesome. That was like a breakfast corn dog. And
Yeah,
it was
that was
what you
good.
want a corn dog to taste like.
And it's easier to go on the go because your hands aren't dirty because you got your stick.
Yeah, sweet and
Yes.
savory.
And
That's
your
what I love.
business outfit.
Yeah. Look how good that looks.
Heading to a meeting.
You'd
Sorry,
get
I'm
one
late.
of those, right?
That's for a working mom.
Actually, it's so funny.
I'm going to be in Canada, October 14th and 15th. Hamilton and Toronto, we edited a show. I'm going to be in Richmond, Virginia and Hershey, Pennsylvania in October. In November, I'm going to be in Knoxville, Atlanta, and Birmingham. Where is this motherfucker, please?
No, you're fine. I got it.
I'm very scared, dude. I'm going to be in Louisville and Evansville. And then in December, I'm in Florida and California. In Florida, I'm in Tampa. We ended the second show. I'm at the Hard Rock in Orlando, the Crest Theater in Sacramento. Jacksonville, what's up? I'm there. And Sacramento, San Jose, and Santa Rosa in December. Everything's on sale right now at salvolcanocomedy.com.
Well done. There you go. Good job.
Sarah, what you were talking about, they have a lot of that in the UK and then also in Ireland and whatever. Like there's like
Street foods.
Yeah.
Scotland, there's like when you go to their convenience stores, they have like sausage rolls and
Yes,
things that are
pigs in a
very much
blanket.
like hors d'oeuvre-ish.
Yes. Being like, I'll take 2 pigs in a blanket,
Yeah.
1 egg roll, and you put it in a fancy box, and then you go eat it in the park.
Ew, celery jello? Well,
Oh,
I gotta tell you,
weird.
that's not that weird because in Asia, like I've been to China, in China, gelatin, they use it in all kinds of savory
They probably have like
dishes.
beef broth jello.
Yeah, or
They
like
do-
in the 70s, there was a lot of like
Jell-O
savory
salads.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jell-O salads.
They do gelatin noodles in China that are just clear noodles with gelatin.
Oh, glass noodles.
Yeah, they mix it in like a hot sauce.
Yeah,
So
I
s-
think I've had that before, and it was good.
I could get on board with a Lifesaver drink.
That sounds so
I
good to
love
me.
Lifesavers.
Pineapple.
That sounds delicious to me. We should get to the topic.
We're never going to
45
get to
minutes
it.
in and we we're 45 minutes in and we never started the look.
This is the pre-pod.
Yeah, folks, today's debate is in defense of the Twinkie. We're going to do something new here today. That's why we didn't do a poll. Or at least I don't think Sal did a poll. I never told him to.
I did.
I said no need to do a poll,
Oh, okay.
but then he was texting me poll ideas. So who knows with this kid anymore? You know what I mean? He's all over the map. What did he say?
Nothing. There's no poll.
Okay, no poll? Great. So we're going to do something different here today where basically we're going to take a food. And here's why I think we could do this, Taste Buddies, without the poll. And sometimes we could do it with the poll where it could just be a yay or a nay. But a lot of the times with the poll, it's, you're voting, well, all the time with the poll, you're voting without hearing the argument. And the argument may or may not change your vote after you hear it. I don't know. But I wanted to try something where we do a debate about a food where we're not necessarily doing a battle saying this thing is better than that thing, but we're taking a food that one where more of us loves and then pitting it in a debate against people that don't like that food and just basically making this a trial. The Twinkie is on trial here today. I am in defense of the Twinkie.
You're pro Twinkie.
Very much. And you guys are harsh
We're
prosecutors. of the Twinkie.
pro-choice.
That's a good thing.
You love how political you made it.
I'm pro-choosing to not have a Twinkie.
I refer to abortions as Twinkies. Just so it sounds easier when I'm offering the woman money. Sounds more palatable. This is for a Twinkie.
A case.
Now, here's the thing. So you got, I said to Katie, send me foods that you and Sarah love and hate. And Katie wrote back, and one of the first things in her hate category was Twinkies. And I was like, that's nuts to me. Like, I don't even understand.
Well, okay, let me just say that, like, if a Twinkie was the only thing around, I would eat it. But that doesn't mean that I don't hate them.
Yes.
I do hate them. I do hate them, but I also will eat it. So I just want to be clear about that.
Okay.
But out of
But you said snack cakes like the Twinkie.
I don't like snack cakes in general, but I do like some, like donut sticks and oatmeal cream
I like
pies.
ding dongs.
But which? So I mean, we can broaden this to in
Hostess
defense of
cupcakes.
the snack cake. It doesn't have to just be Twinkie. What snack cakes do you dislike? And then we can get into.
I definitely don't like Twinkies.
No, you
But
said you would eat them though.
But I would eat it.
That doesn't mean you. That means you like it then.
I kind of hate them though.
but
Looking
it's
at
like-
it right now, I'm like, this is disgusting me. Like deep
I can
fried
maybe do
banana,
the
like
banana one,
absolutely
though.
not. But I would eat like a regular one, or like if I was starving.
Let's stick to what you hate about it. Well,
I'll
anybody
tell you
would
what
eat
I
anything
hate about
if
it.
you were starving.
This
yeah.
is what I hate about the Twinkie. Okay, we were talking about this on the way over. I think this is the corn syrup in it, the lack of natural ingredients.
There's no
It's like,
soul.
It has no soul. It's like you're eating it. You're like, okay, that was like kind of good. It makes your breath taste bad afterwards
Why does it
but-
make your breath taste bad?
because of the sugar. I think it's the corn syrup, but it
It's
never
too sweet
gets you
for
to that
me.
place where you're like, yes, this
Yeah.
is so good.
I couldn't disagree more. Sal and I, excuse me, Sal and I are great defenders of the Twinkie, to the point that when we debated snack cakes on the podcast, we had to take Twinkie off the table because we both agreed that it is the all-time greatest of any snack
no,
cake.
there's no way.
The Twinkie, I think, looks magical, tastes magical. When I eat one, I want another one. I love when they started doing, I believe they come in a 2-pack now. I love that they started doing that. Even talking about it right now, all I want to do is get a Twinkie when on the way home, and I won't allow myself. But what is it that you hate about the Twinkie?
I think it presents itself as if it's going to hit your dopamine, meaning like this is going to bring joy to my life, but I feel like I never get actual joy from eating a Twinkie.
Yeah,
as
Really?
much as the other snack cakes.
Like a Twinkie that was a fresh Twinkie that was made in a bakery that day, that I would like.
Yeah.
But
Where
it's
the hell are you going to get that?
meaning like
I know.
full
Like-
cream.
I don't think the world. I'm experimenting philosophically here, but like it's the taste of preservatives that I don't like in snack cakes, and that makes me hate them. Really,
Yeah, I don't think the cream is actual cream.
You don't say.
I think it's. I don't like Crisco and sugar.
You guys are really blowing the lid off of the Twinkie today. Listen, we know it's all fake, but what about the taste do you not like?
I just feel like compared to the other cakes out there, it doesn't do the job the
What
others
cake
do.
would you put over the Twinkie?
I like the
Donut
Hostess
stick.
cupcake.
Donut
I
stick.
don't know if this falls in the same category, but they're in the same aisle. Is the powdered donuts?
Oh,
You're bad
powdered
shit.
donuts.
You're
I
bad
love a
shit.
powdered donut with
Yes.
milk.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
tell you right
it's
now.
dipping.
I'll tell you right now. I won't eat a powdered donut at a donut shop.
I'll take even a
Oh my
chocolate
God.
covered
I'll
donut.
take a sugar jelly. I won't even eat.
Oh,
I
no,
won't
I hate-
touch a powdered
I
jelly.
hate jelly donuts. I hate jelly. That's
I
something
think
I
you guys
really
might have
hate.
a problem with things that have filling.
I
don't
do not
like-
like filling. I do not like filling.
I don't
That's
like
true.
so much sugar that you don't even taste any flavors.
Yeah,
And that's what the Twinkie does.
It almost numbs you to the point that when you're taking a bite, you're like, I'm not tasting it. I'm just getting diabetes.
Yes.
That's what I'm tasting. I'm tasting my insulin shutting down
I
in
don't
my
think
body.
it's worth the risk.
The original shelf life of Twinkies was only a few days. They originally didn't contain preservatives, but they were a cake with fresh whole ingredients, but the cake couldn't be stocked on the shelves like it is today. Bill Clinton loves Twinkies. Anytime you say Bill Clinton loves, it's a problem.
Yeah, that's a
It's
red
a problem.
flag.
That's up there with Trump loves. I mean, it's just, you got a problem going on here.
Bill Clinton probably loves the Twinkies that have the low shelf life.
The fresh young Twinkie.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. Like, I think any cake. Look, this is a thing I come back to on this show sometimes, and I argue it with Sal, and I'll argue it now. There's something to be said about I get that the preservatives are bad. I understand that preservatives are bad. I understand that fake food is a bad thing. And I'm talking about it now with or earlier with the diet I'm trying to do. I'm trying to eat less fake stuff. Oh, but what about the fake meat? I know. Anyway, but my point is there's something to be said about the consistency of a fake food. There's something to be said about, for instance, over at Auntie Hen's licorice shop, she makes it from scratch every day. And you're
Auntie Hen's licorice shop. You're pulling out of your ass the worst. But she makes it fresh. And it tastes like shit.
Exactly. That's my point. And I'm like, but I could go get Twizzlers. And you're like, Twizzlers always taste like Twizzlers. And when you want Twizzlers, that's what it tastes like. So my point is with Twinkies. First of all, I don't know a cake that emulates what the Twinkie is. I've never had a cake quite with those flavors.
Okay, we'll give you that. It's very unique.
and in that shape and all that stuff.
Futuristic.
Why do you think that's Big Twinkie that won't let people
But here's my point.
go into that?
But here's my point is that you can go to any one of 100 bake shops and get something that you go, well, this was made from scratch. And you know what? It's a dice roll. It's 50-50. It's either going to be really good or it's going to suck. And also, too, you're like, that says something to me. It's like no, when I can go to that aisle, get the Twinkie, and I go, that's what I'm getting. This is why I argued pro McDonald's against Wendy's as the greatest fast food chain. I was like, McDonald's is creating a thing that I cannot emulate any way, any shape, any form. I can't get it anywhere else. When you want that flavor, you get that flavor, and you get it at one place and one place only. Wendy's, I could make it at home if I wanted to. I could come pretty close to Wendy's if I wanted to. Trial and error, you could do it. Twinkie, never. Ever.
That's true. So you love the branding. You love the ethos of Twinkie.
Yeah.
Now, let me say something.
It's great branding. Yeah, that the Twinkie with the legs and arms too.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that. It's a great mascot.
Me and Bill Clinton.
Well, it's like I like that it has skinny arms and legs because that's probably what your body would.
Yes.
No, just a fat tube with legs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Me and Bill are going to Epstein Island.
But I mean, but Twinkie the kid. Oh, it is a kid. It's already a kid.
No.
But here's the thing. You defended this Hostess cupcake, which I think is an abomination.
I don't like the cupcakes either.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
it's
you want to
better
talk
than
cupcakes?
actual
Go get
fresh-
a real cupcake.
Every time I've had a cupcake lately, they're dry and it's too much icing.
That's true. At the bakery, they will let them sit there.
Yeah, I like my cupcakes within minutes.
It was when I did the 21-day sugar detox. I never before this had any concept in my mind of the taste of preservatives. And after this was during the pandemic, I didn't eat sugar for a full month. And then ever since then, all the packaged stuff at the store, it tastes like preservatives to me, but fresh stuff, I like it. So I think this before and after this was life-changing for me that I was like, oh, now I can taste preservatives taste a certain way to me, and fresh stuff, I like it better.
Well, yes, I can't argue that there's a value to fresh foods and few ingredient foods and things that aren't loaded with chemicals and preservatives. I could never argue that. That's an insane thing to argue, right? But I don't think that's what we're. Well, maybe we are. I was going to say I don't think that's what we're necessarily arguing here.
But I couldn't taste it. Before I couldn't taste it, before I did this, I would be like, Twinkies, great, love it. I'll have it as a dessert. And now I'm like, I'd actually just rather have nothing or have a piece of chocolate or something.
I think if you took, this is what I would argue. I think if you took, just like with McNuggets with the microplastics, if that microscope isn't there, you don't know it's there. So I would argue that if you had Twinkies your entire life and nobody ever said, do you know what's in that? You would be like, this tastes great. It's when people start to tell you this is in it that you start to think about what's in it. And then suddenly you're like, this tastes weird. Twinkies to me, now I might get a Twinkie on the way home today.
How often do you eat? Because I haven't had one in years.
I haven't
I
had
can't
one
remember
in
the last
at
time I
least a
had
year.
one.
Yeah.
I haven't had one in at least a year.
Well,
But
now
that's why
I
I
want
want
to eat it just to see if I really,
That's what I'm saying.
just to be like, do I hate this or do
I
I
eat a
love it?
Pop-Tart-
This is my favorite.
If I eat a Pop-Tart, which I've had Pop-Tarts more
I
recently.
love Pop-Tarts.
I love Pop-Tarts.
I fucking love Pop-Tarts.
And I like the saltiness of the pastry. That's why I like it. There's
sugar,
no saltiness
cinnamon.
with the Twinkie.
Oh,
Well,
yes.
it's
I do
a
like
different, it's a different thing. But my point is with Pop-Tarts, that's got all kinds of shit in it too.
It's true.
It doesn't taste that way to me. I feel like if I ate a Twinkie right now, this is why I want to test it on the way home. Also, I'm craving it now. But my point is if I feel like if I ate that right now, I wouldn't be like, I taste preservatives. Like, I'm trying to think of a food where, like, I mean, even a Slim Jim, which is clearly not a real food, it doesn't taste like preservatives to me. What it triggers in my brain is
Meat flavors.
yeah, but it triggers another part of my brain that goes, bro, this isn't real food. And then that starts you then focusing on why it's not real food.
Yes.
And then that starts you thinking about all the fake shit in it. And then you go, tastes like that. And it's like, it doesn't taste like any of that. It tastes like meat. It's just, it's not real meat. So then that's all you're going to think about.
I do agree with this. There's a psychosomatic element because as I told Sarah this, I had tripe recently, which I thought was fish. Do you know what tripe is?
Stomach, yes.
I thought it was fish. And I thought I was having this is when I was in Rome. I was like, I'm having a local fish.
That it was delicious.
It was fine until I found out what it was. And then it tasted like stomach acid to me. And I couldn't finish it.
Well,
yeah, it doesn't taste like stomach.
We were saying that about
I don't think, at least. Stomach, it's sweetbreads is tripe, right?
in
I
the
don't
same
know.
kind of vein. I don't know if it's exactly the same thing. I think
Okay.
it's like kidneys or
But monkey bread is
gallstones.
bread.
Or is it intestine? Is tripe intestine?
It's the stomach of the cow that's used for that the milk is made in.
But we've talked about this with don't ever tell anyone that there's anchovy paste and Caesar dressing because all of a sudden they'll be like, gross. And you're like, you were eating it all along
Yes.
and you liked it. Same thing with
just triggered.
tomato sauce. Sometimes I put anchovy paste in my tomato sauce.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
interesting.
no one can taste it, but it adds a flavor to it, but it does not taste like anchovy.
It's like an umami flavor.
But if I told certain people, I cooked anchovy paste in here, they would,
flip the table.
they would be
Sean Donnelly.
I use anchovies. I use fresh anchovies sometimes when I make broccolini.
Ooh, yummy.
I'll mash up an anchovy in the oil and with some other stuff, and it gives a nice flavor to it. And if you never knew it was anchovy, you would just go, "This is a really interesting."
Yeah, Gardettos have anchovy flavoring to it,
Right.
and people don't know that.
Ooh, I love those.
But I think people would
It's
lose
like, you
their
ever seen
mind.
Funny Farm, the movie Funny Farm with Chevy Chase?
Yes.
You ever seen
I
it?
never saw it.
It's a pretty funny movie, but there's the most famous scene in it is like he's eating
Balls.
He breaks the record for the mountain oysters and he loves them. And then the guy's like, I ain't never
yes.
seen somebody eat, whatever cow
Goat
balls.
testicles.
Yeah, and he spits them out and gets sick, and that's the joke. It's like, yeah, but until I've had mountain oysters.
Yeah.
They taste fine. They taste kind of like liver. But I already knew what they were, and you can't get it out of your head. You
Yeah.
can't get it out of your head the whole time you're
It's like
eating them.
food racism.
Foodsism.
But I would say the Twinkie, all in all, I mean, here's the other reason we didn't put this to a vote. As Sal pointed out, it's going to be 90% yay to 10%.
We're
no
going to get
Twinkie.
some heat for our
We
dislike.
are
for-
not afraid to take a strong stance.
Either am I. That's why I
online.
always lose on this show. I take the stand of the people.
We're representing the elite.
We are.
People who go to bakeries.
where we're like, I can't do sugar anymore because
Sorry,
I've
guys.
transcended to a higher
After my
plain.
yoga retreat, I just haven't been able to do preservatives.
Let me ask you this. By the way, side note, but I want to ask you a question about desserts and the Twinkie. But side note, the reason I'm not excited about these McDonald's Happy Meals for grown-ups, it's a replication of the cardboard box Happy Meals, which are cool, but they're too big, in my opinion, because they have to house bigger food for grown-ups. And there's nothing fun about it. You just open it and your meal's inside of it. And
you're still divorced.
Yeah.
And you're eating it in your car.
And this toy with the 4 eyes looks like something out of the goddamn folk horror box set I just bought. They're freaking me out.
I think they should actually do adult toys in there.
Yeah,
like little vibrators.
like a little pepper spray.
Or like weed pipes. And
Oh, yeah. Oh, you said
vape oils.
vibrators. Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I just bought a box set of folk horror called All the Haunts Be Ours, put out by Severin Films. If you like horror and you like folk horror, check it out. It's an amazing box set. But I watched a movie last night from Russia called V, and one of the awful things he sees in the movie, it looks like those goddamn 4-eyed Happy Meal toys. It's horrifying. This is.
I like that.
I like sexy
That's
Ronald
art.
McDonald.
With pube fries?
I know. It's like, ooh, fun.
People keep sending me this. I've gotten this a million times. I've gotten the Grimace butt plug a million times.
Nice.
Thank you. I'm not complaining. I appreciate the love, but I can't buy any of this. This is like, I don't know if you ever read the book Wicked, that the Broadway show is based on it, but the Broadway show is very sterilized and it's for families. The book is really for adults, and like in the book, the witch has sex and all this stuff. You're like,
Ooh.
don't do this to my Wizard of Oz. It's too much.
Yeah.
I don't like this with my Ronald McDonald. It's gross. Man.
He's on his way to see Bill Clinton.
It's fan fiction. Sexual fan fiction.
yeah. Stop
yeah.
sexualizing stuff.
I wanna ask this about Twinkies to both of you. This is my least favorite desserts on planet Earth.
Okay.
As we talk about things that are sort of fabricated or concocted or whatever word you want to put on it. When I go to a diner, I love diners, I love diner desserts, but when I go to a diner, it's usually in diners I see this. And I see the cakes with the plastic dividers between the slices, and like, for instance, like that strawberry cheesecake that has that gleaming red strawberry jelly on top. I get so mad because I'm like, that came from a factory. That's not real. That's not what strawberry cheesecake looks like.
Yeah.
Like I get so upset at that, like, because I'm like, I feel like those to me always taste like the fakest desserts on planet. Like I'd rather just go buy a fucking Twinkie.
Yeah,
I'm like, or a whatever, a processed whatever from 7-Eleven. I'm like, again, because I know what I'm getting.
I hate those too, but I also have a food aversion to like certain red gelatinous foods from my childhood from being sick. So like I would never get that. I can't even like
It's NyQuil.
look at somebody eating it. Yeah, it's like cherry medicine.
Yes, I agree. The NyQuil thing's a good point. Like, and I agree. It's a childhood thing. When I was a kid, every cough syrup was bright red.
Yeah. Or like
Oh,
Triminic.
it's so sick.
Yeah.
But that stuff was good.
A little.
Yeah,
Yum-yums.
everything was bright red for medicine. So I agree. Sucrets,
Yeah.
which actually tasted
like-
pretty good.
Cherry flavored stuff, but a lot of diner cakes, I will say, like I've had bad experiences. I love carrot cake. That's one of my number one cakes.
That's the only
They're
diner
pretty
cake
good.
I really can enjoy. Or cheesecake, I don't mind for some reason.
If it's like a
because it
New
never
York
dries out.
cheesecake,
Yeah.
Love
the
cheesecake.
plastic dividers though are really a red flag. But I love like a diner pie though. I think that's the way to go. Diner pie where you know that they made it there.
Or a cobbler.
Because those don't
But
last.
everything is suspect. Once I see the plastic sleeves, everything in the diner is suspect now.
Yeah.
Have you had a good meal at a diner in a while? I have not. It's always, I'm just like, that was okay for $25.
Yeah, I had to mortgage my home.
My parents live in Southampton, New Jersey, which South Jersey is like the land of milk and honey for diners.
Okay.
They've got, I'm not kidding, I think they have 5 diners within a 15-minute radius of their
Ooh,
house.
I love it.
So you can get all kinds of shit at every diner there, and it's pretty awesome. One of their diners, Vincenttown Diner, which is near where they live, was on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
Oh, that's
Like,
cool.
But like But like, so yes, I have, but I hear you. Like, it's going the way of the dodo. Like, New York diners these days leave a lot to be desired.
Well, it's like,
But I've also always felt that New York diners were underwhelming. Manhattan, for all its
Yeah.
glory and all its food, diners, for some reason, get a real... It's like sandwich shops. It's why we opened a sandwich shop. It's like, it's corner delis. It's all very cookie cutter here.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know why that is, you know?
Though I've only had one decent diner experience in New York, and I can't even remember that restaurant, but it's on the Upper West, but I don't even think it's there anymore.
I used to go to a good diner in Cobble Hill Diner when I lived in Brooklyn. That one was pretty good. It was like classic Greek diner, ava limono, like everything was fresh. But yeah, especially in Manhattan, it's like you're going to a Ryan Diner. You're like, I'm going to pay $45. Like, why don't I just go eat Indian food or something? You know, it's not like.
I used to rent Bill Burr's apartment from him, and there was a diner. I can't remember the name of it, but there was a diner in that neighborhood. And I just remember him texting me. He had come back in from LA and he was staying with me when I was renting the apartment. And he texted me, and the text just said, "Such and such diner. How many times do I have to learn that lesson?" And I was like, "I know, dude.
Yeah.
I've gone back over and over, and it always sucks."
The worst
you
and
want-
rudest service.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Well, like there's one in Astoria. Every time we go in there, the lady's got like her foot off her shoe, and she's just kind of like fanning it.
Ew.
And then
Fanning
she's
her
like,
feet.
and then she just tells you to come in. Just-
Thank you.
Weren't
Yeah.
you guys doing stand up there in the diner? No?
Maybe
Oh, the
near
Bel Air.
Bartolino's.
The Bel Air
That was
Diner.
Bel Air, yeah.
How was that diner?
Same as all of them.
Yeah.
It's the same as all of them. I mean, that one, at least I think the food is pretty good. It's like wildly overpriced, you know?
Yeah, I just
But
stick
it's
to
like,
breakfast.
just go to like a fancy burger place then, where it's going to be like really good food if you're going to pay like $20.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I hear you. I want to close out with a closing statement on the Twinkie.
Okay.
I think for your compact dessert needs, nothing will ever top it. It's as compact, as easy, and delicious as it gets. I want you both to name your version of that, since you don't like the Twinkie. If you're not going for Twinkie and you got to go compact, not messy,
Pop-Tart.
boom.
Pop-Tart.
Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
Which
Ooh,
flavor?
I like
Love
the
it.
pastry. I honestly like the raspberry, and I don't even need icing on the top, and I don't even need it toasted.
I love where your head's at.
Yeah.
I
I'm
never toast them.
Yeah.
gonna be a bitch and say, but the Whole Foods has these brown butter chocolate chip cookies. They come in a single serving. You get it at the front. It is so good. It's so satisfying.
All right.
I have to say that.
Yeah.
All right. I
Come
love
at
it.
me.
I love it. You heard it here. Whole Foods has cookies. Folks, that is our show. Thank you both for being here. We don't have to do any chants. We don't have to do any polls.
Any plugs you guys have?
Yeah,
Anything?
please.
Oh yeah, watch Lady Journey podcast. We talk about baked goods.
Yes,
love
please
it.
check out our
Biscuits,
podcast, Lady
scones.
Journey. We talk about travel stories, lifestyle, and a lot of food and cooking stuff too.
And you guys do cool short films too, right?
Um,
How regular are those, right? Didn't you just do one?
Well, we do those.
Separate side.
Those are unrelated to
Unrelated,
our podcast.
yes.
Okay.
With Sarah's husband.
Yeah, those are great.
Those are in our other department. But please check out our podcast, Lady Journey. We love it, and we think it's really hilarious and fun. And we do man journeys on there, too. We had Sean Donnelly on there talking about upscale menswear sweatshirts.
And we
Ooh.
want Joe Rogan, because we do believe he goes on Lady Journeys with his sauna.
We are going after
Stuff.
getting him as a guest,
And
and
elk
we're just putting it
season.
out there. We will be contacting him through his website.
I'll come on. I'll come on and talk about my facial routine.
Oh, I love it. Absolutely. I love it.
Thanks a lot, everybody. And check out Katie and Sarah's stand-up, too. They're both really hilarious. I love these two. They're great. Thank you both for being here. And guys, guys and gals, we'll see you next time on TasteBuds.
TasteBuds. They coming to the mic, talking about the food they hate, talking about the food they like. Two fools gonna fight, but only one food can be right.